Good day, Internet people. Eddie here, and we're doing some Team League deck profiles. We've got Ashley,
Mr. Ash,
and Kurt as well.
Hi.
Where did you finish, Ashley? You can tell us that.
We basically came in the top 16.
Hey, congratulations.
We were the last team actually in the competition from Leicester. So without any further ado, I'll hand you over to my deck profile. Okay, and basically when we first started, we were all having a laugh saying we didn't have much skill in the game. So I decided I'd go for distraction. So I'll start you off with a look at the sleeve. I was using this super sexy sleeve just to distract the opponent. It works. So without further ado, I will show you what I run. And without a surprise, I was going for invaders. So we start with Dusttail Unicorn as our starter. Simple skill, counterblast 1, put it into soul if your opponent has a lock card. Lock another one.
Totally didn't expect to get those two.
Starting with the trigger lineup, I run 4 heals.
I got those two. I bought a couple of packs yesterday.
Really simple. Most of the games, I did play one game that was really going for it. I have 6 damage healed, went for game on a double crit. Then moving on from that, something that surprises most players, I run 2, 3, 4, 5 draw triggers. Even in the Chaos Break Dragon deck, what I tend to do is, most people will not let me break ride early game because they're scared of it. So what I tend to do is run 5 draw triggers. This way it upgrades my hand size, so either way I've got hand size, so it's while they're losing it, I'm gaining it. And then the rest of my deck, simple enough, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crit. So there you go, that's the trigger lineup. Going on to grade 1s, simple as any other deck, 4 perfect guards. Always comes in handy against that grade 4. And of course, running more draw triggers, always try to get them in my hand quicker. Then I run one of each. I run 1 trial deck booster, plus 4k if you have more rear guard. Plus 4k to this unit if you have more rear guards than your opponent. And then I run 1 Chaos Break Dragon special booster. If your opponent has 1 lock card on the field or more, you can give this unit 5000 power when it boosts Chaos Break Dragon on the vanguard or rear guard circle. Then 2 10k attackers, always good for an early going second. You can always get that extra attack in. Simple for most Chaos Break Dragon decks or any other Link Joker deck. 4 relockers.
Unless it's Sword Shield. Can't afford it.
You can't afford it. At the end of the opponent's end phase, when one of their cards unlock, you can pay the cost, counterblast 1, put this into the soul and relock. This card always comes in handy when you when you're ready to break ride again. If you lock a front row rear guard left or right side, it doesn't matter. Break ride again, you've simply got a triangle lock again. And last but not least, I run 2 of the plus 2k when a unit becomes locked. These cards, for me, help me out a lot, because basically once I finished with the triangle lock and Chaos Break Dragon was there, just locking 1, it was like simple 9k to a 12k column, making it hit for 21, so it was really helpful.
Boo, triangle lock.
Moving on to the grade 2s, the basic, I only run 3 of these, but it's the basic for all Link Joker decks. Let me just get the name of this. Mobius Breath Dragon. When it hits a vanguard, just automatically lock one of your opponent's rear guards. Always helps when your opponent's running anything that searches, so like Conroe, or if they're running the Mont Blanc Cougars, you just lock it and then you don't have to be worried about the next vanguard attack. Sometimes it even simply just makes the next attack worth guarding, so if you lock the booster behind the vanguard, it's like 10 no pass. It really does help in the game. Simply 4 12k attackers, always good, apart from when you're facing a grade 4 13k, really annoying. Last but not least, what I tend to prefer, I run Colony Maker at 4. What I tend to run Colony Maker for is when I miss a break ride, I always like to try and get the field advantage. So what I tend to do is sometimes I call 2 of these, get the full field out, try my best. Last but not least, grade 3 lineup. This ain't grade 4, we're not broken, Bushy Road.
Oh.
We have 4 Infinite Zero Dragon, the break ride. When a unit rides it, when a Link Joker unit rides this, you can lock a front row and a back row unit, and you get power plus 10,000. Next, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Chaos Break Dragons, the backbone of this deck. And I have to say we had some dirty games with it. the triangle lock for once and just that horrible Soul Blast retire units and getting a 20 card hand.
Boo, triangle lock. Sorry, I'm just going to keep doing that every time you say triangle lock.
Boo, triangle lock.
Boo.
Boo for easy win. Okay, so I'll just show you basically what some of my fields look like. My first few games, I would normally have him start with that there. I always tend to call my unicorn over to the far side rear guard, because in early game, when I play early game, if I have one of these in my hand, it always goes behind the vanguard. And then normally at grade 2, I tend to keep this field. This is normally what my field would look like at grade 2. If this hits, lock it. Next turn, just bang that into soul. You've still got something
and then use
locked.
Dusttail as well.
That's it, and Dusttail goes in. You can theoretically lock 2 front row rear guards if the opponent rushed you.
And you're fueling your soul at the same time.
And that's it. And then basically, you go from a field like that, you throw him in, right up to this, you keep him there. Then if you're really lucky, you tend to throw just down another one just to be a douche. Of course, so you normally have a field like that. Then also this allows, by locking that, if you do have the counter blasts, you've always got an easy field requirement, because all you need to do is basically call one of those, counter blast that, and then you just pull something, you just pull anything out the grade 1 of, and you just simply fill in your field for 2 counter blasts. It's not. It is
the
really
same column, Colony Maker?
no.
Anywhere.
Basically, with Colony Maker, you counter blast 1, you can call a grade 1. If I really wanted to, I could call it here. Just tail one there, I can call it there. Yeah. Now, what I tend to do late game, if I have a field like this, myself, if I have it, I'll prefer to go Break Ride to Break Ride, call Chaos Breaker to the rear guard, and then whack down Colony Maker, counter blast 1. I've got a 22k column on rear guard. Now, most of my games, the last game I played against a grade 4 was really, it was horrible nevertheless. My field was more or less, let me just find it. I was basically hitting the grade 4 with, where is it? Let me find it, right on there.
Oh, yeah, but the Novus was Battle Riser, that was a trigger.
Where's the grade 1? Is that there? Chaos Break Dragons, I was basically using Chaos Break Dragon's skill every turn, so he constantly had 1 locked. So I had a 21 column, 23 column, and a 22 column. So it was numbers, it was causing him to drop 10k every time he wanted to guard, and eventually I just killed his hand. So, like I said, you can't really get any dirtier than this deck, apart unless you want to run grade 4.
Or blouse.
Or blouse.
Which I shall be using against you in a moment, so if you want to film it, bring it.
So yeah, if you want to film this deck versus Mount Blouse, stay tuned.
Thank you very much.